Today we're out here with a nice 6-bike lineup. I'm going to take some photos. Today's all about camera shots. I know you guys on my Instagram do want to know how I take photos, so I'm going to go through the camera setup, all the lighting, and how I get a pretty decent portrait of a good bike. And we're quite lucky today because we've got some pretty nice super bikes to take some photos of. There's no time like the present. Let's crack on and get going. So obviously we're in a bit of a different scenario you want to be shooting motorbikes in, but first thing I did when I walked in is look at the backgrounds and the lighting. So over here is probably the cleanest section of the shop with all the bikes and stuff. So the best thing to do is have a look at your lighting and stuff and see what we can kind of set up. So if you look around the shop, if you want to put a bike here, you know, the background's alright, depends what kind of vibe you're going for, but it's a bit messy and it'll take the attraction away from the bike. That way it's too far gone, and again over that way there's not much light. Over here you've got 1, 2, 3 and a few side lights, so I'm thinking if I put the bikes here, you'll end up getting all the background of the bikes in blur and you'll end up getting a nice crisp shot of the bike you're looking for. The first one we're shooting is a 2016 Aprilia RSV4. So we've been out with Dad before at Hard Not Pass for this, but I haven't had a chance to actually shoot it properly in a nice environment for once. So we're going to get out today and see what kind of shots we can get from it. So I'm currently shooting on my new Canon 5D Mark III, and I brought 2 lenses along, in fact my only 2 lenses. So I've got 24-105 f4, then I've got a 50mm 1.8, which this one's brilliant for portraits and stuff, so we'll be starting off with this today, and then if we get a little bit stale with that we can switch to this and see if we can come up with any more shots. So 105 at f.4, it's got some great compression. So most of the time on my old shoots what I used to do is just flip it into AV mode, which is aperture priority, and that used to kind of do everything for me. But lately I've been toying around with manual mode for a bit, so at the minute I'm set on 1/60th of a shutter, f1.8 and ISO of 1000, and we'll start off from there and see what kind of shots we get. So a few of the settings I didn't really go through is white balance. Now it doesn't really matter if you're shooting in a raw format kind of what white balance you go for, because you just edit it when you get onto the computer. I always go for sunlight because it's basically the most lifelike to what the world is, what you're seeing with your own eyes. And as for ISO and stuff, it all kind of just depends on what you're going through, but if you are a beginner and you kind of just want to get some shots, just flip it into aperture priority mode. You kind of choose your blur in layman's terms, and then it'll do the rest for you. So let's just crack on and see what we can come up with. So it seems looking a bit different for now. What I've done is take the decanter, put it over this way. Now you're wondering why I've taken such a beautiful machine and thrown it out of shot. Reason being is it cleans up this area a little bit more, and I've also got these lights from the side which bring a lot more reflections in from the side, and overall we get a bit of a cleaner shot. So the first thing I need to do is just switch it to live mode on the camera. I'm kind of getting a sense of what the shot's going to look like in camera before I even start firing off anything. So if I get the focus set up, you can see already at 50mm we're still quite close, so we've got to step a bit further back. So most shots as well, I either shoot in portrait mode, because most of the Instagram shots I shoot are in portrait. If I want view for like a wallpaper or anything, they are landscape, but today I'm shooting quite a lot of portraits, so I can get them on my Instagram. So like I said, although everything looks to be set up through the camera, it's not looking too great, it's not looking where I want it, so I'm going to move the bike a bit more and see where we end up. So usually when I end up start firing a few shots off. The first ones are kind of practice shots, so you kind of got this, the same as when you're exercising, you kind of got to warm up. You can't just go in there and start sprinting, firing best shots you've ever found on. You'll end up seeing the first few shots, what you're going to end up making it in the final coach. Just kind of get a flow, see where your angles are, see where lightings are, and in turn, start off. So at first kind of few shots we're seeing, they're not brilliant, but the best way I'm kind of go through it for now is to walk around the bike and stuff and kind of see the angles you're looking for before you can get the camera out. So at the minute, the main parts of this bike I want to shoot is obviously the RSV4 logo, the headlight, brilliant titanium exhaust system. So you've got all these little additions to it, so you've got like these carbon sets, all these little Loctited areas and all this. These are the kind of stuff you want to get up close with these. So for now, I'll put it on the time lapse, we'll put it over there and I'll shoot some shots and see what we come back with. So, like an idiot, my GoPro batteries, I left them at home, so I've only fired one shot off on the GoPro. So I'm currently on the phone. Luckily, I do have the phone mount for this tripod, so we shouldn't be stumped anywhere. So, at the minute, with the Aprilia, I feel like I've not run out of options, but I've kind of maxed this lens to what I think I can get. I'm just kind of taking the same shots at different angles now. So, usually when that happens, I switch to my other lens. So we're going to put the 24-105 on. It is f.4, so it won't be as blurry in the background. But if we get a bit of distance and we kind of get to that 70 to 105 range, we should be able to get some compression, which is blur basically. So I've been having a little look around the workshop and I can see this stairway. So I'm thinking if I walk up there, angle the bike sideways and get a nice shot down, we'll see where we're at. But with this 24-105, instead of getting these close-up detail shots like this is perfect for, I want to try and get some nice portrait shots, so step back a bit further, try and get some broken behind the Ducati or the forklift and stuff. Basically it's just a field day, do whatever you want and see what kind of shots to get with this. So with this one, like I said, it does let in less light, so if you look, the max it can go down to is f4, and I'm currently shooting on 160 of the shutter. Switch it to live view, we can see how much wider it is compared to the other one. So kind of like I said, just walk around. Let's have a walk up here and see what kind of shots we've got going on. So all the way up here, I mean, one, I can get a nice wide shot of all the bikes, but I've definitely got a good angle on that Aprilia from up here. See what we can shoot. And that's the Aprilia done. We do have another one we will pull out. So I've got an S1000XR 2020 model, so the newer model in grey. We'll get that out and we'll see what kind of shots we can do from that. But yeah, as for the process and stuff, it's kind of the same. So if we want to go back to it, you know, we walk in, have a look at the lighting and stuff, it's a little bit different. Get the lighting up, even the shots I set up, I wasn't a massive fan of, so I did change quite a few stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of switching lenses, and if you've got a good hour, just go around as much of it as you can and see what you can find. Most of the time it's trial and error. To be honest, there is no formula for taking a good photo. It's just keep going, and then sometimes the poor photos that you might get inside the camera, you get to the computer and you fire the exposure up and you end up getting a really good shot out of it. So you'll see the raw photos that I've taken. At the end I've posted the best ones I can at the end of the video that I've edited, and if you want to see any more, just head over to my Instagram. I'll leave the links down here, and then through the week these photos probably will get posted, so make sure you got post notifications on for that. But for now, let's get this Aprilia away and we'll get that S1000R out. So then, this is the first time I've really seen this bike fully modded up. Well, not fully, so it's got this black screen on it, the black handlebars, and if you know the channel, you know how well I dig these kind of monochrome colours. So I've seen this bike with all the stock parts on it, but I've never seen it with all this on it, and I've got to say, Dad's going to kill me for this, but I think it's his best looking bike. I'm not going to lie, makes me want one so much. So this one's going to be perfect for shooting. So if you look at all the displays, black and orange, this is going to fit perfect with my kind of theme, my presets and stuff. So I'm so excited for this one, but there's no time like the present. Let's get that camera out and let's shoot the S1000XR. kind of learned today is the fact that remember this is the first kind of couple of days I've ever had with this lens on and the camera. I've always had the little 50 for most of the kind of detail shots you find, but found for this one, this is brilliant for kind of getting them whole kind of bike shots where you kind of want the background a little bit blurred, but you kind of want to get a full sense of what the bike's about. I fire them on screen, and then you get that little 50, which is brilliant for kind of getting shots for stuff like bolt heads, stuff like logos and stuff like that, you know, really enhancing kind of just what you're looking at and leaving the rest out of focus. So it's the same when it comes to this one. So the 24's kind of got, I was trying to go into the positions I've shot from, so I've kind of got a full bike shot from there, front portrait, also the rear. Again, another cockpit shot, and coming from this side I've kind of got one from here, just a portrait shot at the front end. But now I'm going to put that 50 on, I'm going to get little bits. So we've got the electronic suspension, stuff like the forks. I've just noticed this little XR logo here, we'll get that in focus. Stuff like the instrument display. Something I really like on these bikes is the bars as well, the black bars. I'll get that a good shot of that. Just noticed that as well, little BMW logo all down the side. And then looking around the engine bay, try to see anything super interesting standing out that needs a photograph. Avoid that registration. Little BMW logo on the engine there, probably get a nice shot of that. Got the electronic suspension. Yeah, see what we can come up with on this one. Well, boys and girls, that's pretty much it for today's video. As you can see, everything's all packed away, and all we're left with is the beautiful S1000XR. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Like I said, something a little bit different. I know a few guys in the comments have been asking how I take photos and stuff for the thumbnail, so the best one I've taken today will probably be the thumbnail anyway. But as for the rest of the photos, I'll leave my best ones at the end. And like I said, if you do want to go see the rest of them all edited and play with, then head over to my Instagram. If you want to have a chat there as well, just drop me a message. I reply to every message I get, so leave it with that. But for that, thank you very much for watching. Drop me a like, helps get the video noticed. And have a nice day, everybody. Stay safe. I'll see you later. Bye bye.